Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Scout Report. We've got a Set 9 Cooler budget deck profile for you guys today. When I say budget deck, I don't mean extraordinarily cheap, but comes in at, let's see, right now, DVS Decks says it costs around $291, but I would think once Set 9 comes out, the Set 9 cards in, it'll drop a bit, so probably get around, $150, $200 for the deck. So if compared to what it could be and what the fully competitive version of the deck would be, it's quite budget. So let's run through it. So first off, we're playing the new Cooler Leader, of course. We saw gameplay footage of that in one of my latest videos. But if you don't know what the new Cooler Leader does, he draws one when he attacks. He's a red leader. When you reduce the power of one of your opponent's battle cards, they mill a card. And then if it's on their turn and it's done by one of your battle cards, you draw a card. So you'll see a lot in this deck. It's all about trying to reduce your opponent's battle cards, survive, arrival things. And then it's the same thing on the flip side, except for, he's 15k, so roughly the same. So to start things out, we're going to play 3 copies of After Image Technique. So you're not going to get that draw effect off this, but you're going to get the neg. They're gonna mill a card, and After Image is just really good. You can take from life once you got enough in the drop. It's just a great way to survive. So, fantastic card, super cheap. Next card is Frieza, Death's Embrace. This is one of the new cards from Set 9. This card's really cool. It's a 1-cost, draws 1 on play, and then it's got an Activate Battle effect that is choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets negative 10,000 power for the duration of the battle. So you can use this offensively. It's probably better using this deck defensively, but kind of hard to keep those stuck on the board sometimes. So get into a battle with one of their leaders or battle cards and drop them by 10,000 for 1 red energy. Pretty cool. The nice thing about that card too is that it affects both battle cards and leader. There's only a few cards that reduce power on leaders, and you'll see one more in this deck later on. Next card in the deck is 2 copies of Is That All You Got? Just a good hard negate for 1 red energy, and then if they have guys on board that pitch 2, that's going to make them, or you pitch 1, it reduces their power by 1,500 on 2 battle cards, and that's going to make them mill 2. Super good. Don't want to play that too high though, because pitching in this deck is not hard. As one of the areas this deck struggles with is hand size. So next card is Planet M2. Play this at 1 of. I haven't seen this in many other people's builds because it doesn't really work on your opponent's turn, but I think if you see it early and you get it out early, it's just an extra mill every turn, and 5k hopefully isn't clearing their guys off the board, so you're going to be able to play things like a negate that drops their guy in power the next turn. It's just, hopefully it's going to get you a couple extra mills throughout the game, and that might be all it takes to mill them out. Next card is Beerus Divine Obliterator. This is the new super combo from Set 9. It's got energy exhaust. If your leader card is red or blue, and it's your opponent's turn, when you combo with this card from your hand, choose up to one of your red-blue multicolor energy and switch it to active mode. So this is going to allow you to really cheap arrivals, untap, tap out, play this, untap 1, arrival in the cooler, and you'll be all good. Next card in the deck is Mecha Frieza Energy Blight. It is a multicolor, what do they call them? Everyone refers to them as checklands. It's a magic turn. I've never played magic, but essentially it ignores energy exhaust if you already have another red-blue in your energies, which is cool. You can also play this one for 2, and when it attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets negative 5,000 power. So that'll get a mill going off. That's cool. Next card from, I believe, Clash of Fates. Card that hasn't seen much play recently, but I used to like this card a lot, and I think it's pretty good. Pretty cool in this deck, so pay 2, play it. When this card is KO, draw 1 card, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets negative 15,000 power for the duration of the turn. So the nice thing about this card is once you get it out, they're going to have to make a choice. It's either you leave it on the board, and you attack a bunch over and over and over with it, right? Once a turn. Not over and over, but once a turn. Or they kill it, and it's going to reduce one of their guys by 15, and you'll draw a card. So it's kind of, damned if they do, damned if they don't. Good pressure. Played at 3. Solid card. Next card is Mach Speed Calkins Son-Goku. This is probably the best counterplay and for this deck version of it anyways. You probably play this and the SS Vegeta from the draft box if you're playing the full cost version of this deck, but that card is sitting at like $100 right now, or $80 or something. So it's not going to fit into this budget build, but it's a counterplay. If you have multicolor card in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. When you play this card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets negative 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. Then, if it's your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and gets negative 5,000. So when you're going to play this, they'll play a card, you'll reduce one of their cards by 10, and then another by 5, milling them 2, and potentially, actually no, definitely drawing you a card because they'll be on their turn. So that's awesome. Next card, I think this card is fantastic in this deck, is SS3 Goku One-Hit Wonder. When you reduce a battle card's power, one of your opponent's battle card's power, you can play this from hand from free if there isn't already one on board. So you're going to get a free play with this, and then it has another effect that if it's in the drop during the battle phase on either player's turn, you can pay 1 red energy, send it to the warp, and then reduce one of their battle cards by 5,000. So this card has value on the board, in the drop, super great. During that battle step, they swing in, you drop them by 5, mill, draw, just nothing but value. Super good. Next card from set 9 is a negate called Frieza. No introductions needed. So during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. And then it's got a nice effect that comes into play later with one of the other cards. So activate main, choose 1 red or blue Frieza card in your hand with an energy cost of 5 and play it on top of this card. And that costs 2 red, 1 blue. So it's just you're gonna get negate on your turn, and then you're gonna play the Frieza on top of it for reduced energy cost, which is good. Next card. This one is one of the more expensive cards in the deck, but it's kind of the only one of its kind as of now. So I put it in there, put it at 3. Could play it at 4. Great card. Definitely worth picking up. Son-Gohan the Avenger. It's another counterattack, and it's reduced by 2 if it's your opponent's turn, which is great. So when you play this card during your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets negative 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. So you're going to negate an attack. You're going to reduce their battle card. They're going to mill. You're going to draw. Awesome. Now the next card, here's where we get into the ones that may or may not keep this in the budget range, depending on when set 9 comes out, if these drop or not. But it's a Cooler Tyrannical Assault. This card is sick. I believe it's an SR from the new set, and I thought I saw an SPR of it too, so that'll be really cool. It's got a rival, red-blue, costs 1 red. Energy exhaust. When you play this card, your opponent places the top card of their deck in the drop area, and then they choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, which is really awesome. And they get negative 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. So you're wanting to use the super combo, untap an energy, use that red energy to pay for Cooler, play him. They're going to mill a bunch. You're going to blow up dudes. It's awesome. Use it offensively, defensively. It's got double strike. Pretty sweet. And then we got the big boy of the deck. This is the biggest card we got here. So it's a triple strike. It's a Frieza. Costs 5, 2 red, 1 blue. Full power Frieza, 100% overdrive. Buff as hell. It's energy exhaust. When this card attacks, choose all of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and they get negative 3,000 or 30,000 power. So that's going to wipe pretty much every card in the game except for the super big boys, which is pretty ridiculous. So strap that down the floor, swing it lead, wipe the board, make them mill a bunch. Once this guy's out, it's pretty insane. And then his last effect, which is the kicker, is when the power of one of your opponent's battle cards is decreased, your opponent places 2 cards from the top of their deck in the drop area. So what you don't see on this card is a once per turn. So if you get this guy on the board and you can stick him, any one of the effects in all the previous cards I've mentioned goes off, and he's gonna be milling 2 on the other side of the table, and it gets out of control real quick. This card's absolutely nuts. We've been testing with it. It's pretty cool. Up next, of course, 4 Senzu Bean. If you're gonna play blue, if you're gonna play anything that plays blue, you play 4 Senzu Bean. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then the last card in the deck, which is really awesome, is a card called Combo Attack Cooler from set 9. Let me read this off. This one has a little bit of intricacy to it. So it's activate battle, costs 1 blue, choose 1 red or blue Frieza Clan card in your battle area other than Combo Attack Cooler, and return it to its owner's hand. Play this card from your hand. So if you have the big Cooler on the board, or if you've got the Frieza negate or the Frieza 2 cost or even the 1 drop, you're going to get those back to hand, and you played him for 1 blue instead of 3 energy. Then, when he attacks, choose up to 1 red-blue multicolor card in your drop area and combo with it. So you can, here's the ultimate combo, at least from what I see right now, is you get the big cooler out on the board, you made them mill a couple, maybe you swung with them. Then on their turn, they swing. During your battle step, you're going to choose that cooler, return it to your hand, play this guy. Then on your next turn, you're going to swing with combo attack cooler, then combo with another super combo out of your drop, and then play the cooler again. So you can kind of get this little cyclical circle going with the coolers and the super combos. And you can do this quite a bit. So pretty cool combo. Let me know what you guys think of the deck. Hopefully this is budget enough for the budget players. It's the first time I've tried doing this, so I'll probably try to do it more. I know people are really into that, and it helps some people out. I'm thinking about doing some other budget decks. Not the cheapest, but I think this is about as cheap as you're going to get and still stay semi-competitive. But yeah, please like and subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what's up, and let us know if you're excited for Cooler in Set 9. Thanks for watching.